Hi, this is Harrison Klein, and I have with me TristenTruscott, who is my friend, and he's a Qigong expert, and this is an amazing man. I just watched him go through a demonstration of Qigong and martial arts, and he has got some real power. And one of his quotes was, "Power is in the presence," or "presence is power," and I love that situation. So we're going to talk a little bit about instantaneous transformation, because instant transformation is what the debate is right now. So because of that situation, I want to get Tristen's response, and in his experience, if such a thing as instant transformation is true. Can there be instant transformation in your experience? Are you aware, do you feel anything about that one way or the other?
I feel a lot about that.
Okay.
I feel that instant transformation is absolutely possible because what we're looking at is a micro moment where something was one thing and then it became something else, right? And so if you see that radical shift happen, you would call that instant transformation.
Yeah.
Boom, it's just changed. But everything that led up to that moment we sometimes don't remember or see. And so we think, like if you measure from back here to here, you'd say that that wasn't instant, right? That seemed like there was a long journey. That's that incubator phase. Right? But that moment that you're ready, that thing drops, the block drops, or the epiphany happens. I love the word satori.
Yeah,
right?
Enlightenment, yes.
Yeah, and it's sudden at times.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you become something else. You become something new. My direct experience of that was in healing, because I had a very intense back injury back in the year 2000. I was teaching a self-defense class. I was doing intense martial arts at the time, lots of mixed martial arts. And I had just gotten through demoing a couple of moves. And I fell to the floor, just down, and my back went into this massive spasm. I was in my martial arts school, my dojo, and I couldn't move, Harrison. I couldn't even roll on my side. There was so much pain, right? And so I was carried out of my dojo that night, and for the next 2 months, I lay flat on my back, not being able to move. And I was really into alternative healing, meditation, yoga. I didn't know this art of Qigong at the time. So anyway, eventually going to see therapists. I don't know what things you've ever had for your body, but I had prolotherapy, hypnotherapy, chiropractics, PT, you name it. $10,000 of alternative therapy. Finally go to Beverly Hills to have the surgeons do their magic, right? $90,000 surgery, failed. Totally blocked, in pain, lost all my students, and talking about transformation, I didn't believe in it anymore. I just hit that spiral where it went down. Everything I tried, I got like a little transformation and then a nosedive. A little, and I started to give up. And I heard my karate teacher's voice in the back of my mind. When I was a little boy, he used to say, "You show me a quitter, I'll show you a loser." And I just heard that voice. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep looking. Anyway, long story short, the day that I hit my lowest, I made a deal with God. If you could help me transform, if you can help me find the path, find the way, I'll pay it forward. I feel like that's what's happening in this moment right now, sharing the message, pay it forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so coming full circle, I then, after making that deal, was guided to a workshop. And I met a beautiful teacher from China who taught me Qigong. It's the power of moving your energy using breath, gentle movements, and your mind. And so I'm learning the Qigong, and I'm using the power of my mind now to visualize and send energy through my body. Now, I used to think this was pretty woo-woo wackadoo stuff, okay? And I'm pretty woo-woo wackadoo already, but this was like, come on, man, like I'm going to feel energy. And even as a martial artist, I kind of didn't believe it, because I was used to hitting stuff, and like, this was energy. That's energy. This wasn't energy. I couldn't feel it.
Right.
Well, one day I started feeling it in my hands.
Right.
And you can't deny it. You know, oh,
you know when your hands heat up and stuff. And,
it's beautiful. So now there was a belief, right? But see, I think this is the incubator phase where all this growth and learning was happening, yet still I hadn't had my breakthrough. Instant transformation has still not happened.
Right.
I lay down one day after doing my Qigong practice, I close my eyes, and I start to visualize golden light flowing through my body into the injured area where the surgery had happened, and it was completely blocked. I couldn't even feel my leg anymore. I couldn't walk properly. And in an instant, it was like it opened up and all this energy flooded down my leg.
You felt it.
It was tingling. It was on fire. It was tingling. And I knew in that moment I had used the power of thought to open something and transform something. It was in an instant, though.
Yes, in an instant. It happened.
Absolutely in an instant.
Right.
So my experience of is instant transformation possible? Absolutely. I lived it. I know it's true.
So did I, by the way. I had a white light experience, and my life has never been the same since that one instant. Now, all the time that went into there, was that preparation? Maybe it was preparation, but I wasn't conscious of the preparation at that time. I don't know if you were conscious of your preparation. But there are many ways to come to a state of instant transformation. Some of it can be a surprise, and that just means we haven't been consciously aware of what's been going on in the process.
Yeah.
But we can also get to a point where we can be consciously aware of the preparation for an instant transformation, and that is by allowing grace, by experiencing it as a conscious decision to allow it in, right?
Totally with you.
And so the instant transformation becomes, when grace decides that we're going to get the transformation, not when we decide, and that's part of the instantaneousness of it. So in this level of understanding where we can be healed, where we can become new, bigger, stronger, more intense, more conscious versions of ourselves, there is a place for this movement that just creates a change that happens. And now the next question is, if we have instantaneous transformation, if we prepare ourselves, if we get into the place of instant transformation, can we sustain that? Now, the sustaining is a whole other thing too. So, but you can't sustain something you haven't made a change for. So let's talk about that. What's the sustainability factor here?
I love that. I've met a lot of people, myself included, that have devoted themselves to transformation, and meditation is such a beautiful practice that a lot of us embrace.
Yeah.
And yet we can sit on the pillow and tap into these really awesome states of being, right?
That's right, yeah.
And you can get off the pillow and leave that person there and then forget and become your alter self again,
yeah.
Right? So is it sustainable? I believe it's in the integration of the practice. It's to truly have what I would call daily ritual or daily routine, where it eventually becomes a part of who you are and you own it completely. Mm-hmm. So with my Qigong breakthrough, it was something I had to do repetitively until it became every cell of my being and my body became Qigong. So did the healing sustain? Yes, I'm here doing. You saw me yesterday, right? And I couldn't walk, I was punching and kicking and everything.
Yeah.
So it's sustainable if you do the practice.
Yeah. So then we go into the rituals, and then you sustain it that way. Is there a place where it happens once? No, I'm just going to have your take on this. Because, is there a place where it happens once, and then you don't have to go through ritual?
You know what? I have questioned this a lot, and there were points in my life where I felt like the transformation has taken place, we're done.
Yeah, if it's complete.
It's complete. I am complete. And perhaps in the significance of a transformation where you really, really just jump that bridge and you become somebody else, you are now that person. Could you slip back into the other identity is the question I think we're asking here. I have known some pretty advanced yogis that are amazing, but without them staying on their course and doing their practice, I've seen that dimmer switch dim back down. Now, is that a bad thing? Well, those who have the dimmer switch go back down and then feel the contrast of that and use it to expand themselves again, I think they go higher than before.
Yeah.
So I'm actually okay with forgetting, providing I remember again.
There are energy levels of being, and sometimes when we have an instant transformation, what we're getting is this massive influx of energy. And in the massive influx of energy, our vibration increases. It's kind of like getting on a fast-moving train. You either can, make the grade to stay on the train, or you get thrown off.
Right.
So if you get thrown off, you just know that now you have to increase your speed somehow, some way, if you want to get back on the train. But there are times when people jump on and they can hold on. They can hold on long enough for it to become part of them.
I agree.
Yeah, so there is everything that comes with the transformation comes with a new set of I Ams. Now, as we've discussed before, and as you guys know, since this is my list, and you guys are my audience, you know that I Am is a major, and his too. You know that I Am is a major piece of our reality experience. So from the I Ams, I just want to ask you, because you've been through a lot. You've been through this healing. You've been through all the years of your martial arts training. You've been through being on stage, a motivator, a speaker, a black belt, and all that. So, you've had to go through all these different things. So every time we move into a new place, now we don't always recognize it, but we're creating a new I am, a deep sense of ourselves, a deep image of ourselves, which becomes our new realities from that point on. So do you have some I ams that you use to be who you are today, and maybe some I ams that you had at different points that may have helped to create this transformation?
Oh man, those are so powerful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the question.
Yeah.
First of all.
I am too.
The doctors told me I am broken.
Yeah.
The doctors told me I am crippled. The doctors told me I am no longer going to do martial arts. And when I believed them, it was so.
Right.
And then consciousness shifted into I am beautiful, I am healed, I am on my journey, I am learning, I am transformed.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly.
Yes.
and I have had this experience, Harrison, because a lot of times people create with their we create everything with our words. We know this, right? Thoughts become things.
Right.
And the question I've always asked myself is, well, okay, which I are we talking about here? The conditioned me or the conscious me?
Right.
So that's always the question, is when I'm saying I am, I'm remembering the true I. I am love. There's no question in that state of consciousness.
Core of all of us, yeah.
And then there's the other me that is still working on himself and evolving. But there's another instant transformation, right? Because when you drop into the true I am, the other thing is gone. You are no longer that self.
It's not necessary to have a self, actually.
No, you're just awake and you're present and you are. I am.
Yes.
You don't even add anything on the end of that.
There isn't anything, because the I am is existence, and it encompasses everything in the universe and more. Actually, it's beyond exclusion. So
I love it.
Yeah, it is. It's great. So I am constantly vibrating in a state to create more money, to create more happiness, more joy, more phenomenal experiences, and more love in this world. So I am invoking and asking you people to come to this message with us and to extend that into the world. The I am, Tristan, myself, we're asking you to take a challenge into this higher place of consciousness, into this higher place of transformation, and it can be done instantaneously. Would you agree?
I'm all into the instantaneous awakening.
Thank you, Tristan Truscott, Harrison Klein.
Thank you.